What's up, everybody? Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon, back with another daily deck tech video, and we've got ourselves another viewer request today. But before we get into that, if you think that I'm doing a good job, and only if you think that I'm doing a good job, feel free to subscribe. If you want to see your commander made into a deck tech, drop it in the comments down below. I've currently powered through quite a few of the 13, 14 that I had to get done, but we're going to keep going on through it. So let's get into it, shall we? We have ourselves Jasmine, Boreal of the Seven, a card that, to be quite honest with you, I had never heard of. I assume that it came out during the few years where I had taken a break from Magic. And who is Jasmine, Boreal of the Seven? Well, it's a 2/4 for 1 generic, and Celestia, so green-white, and has tap, add green-white to your mana pool, spend this only to cast creature spells with no abilities. And then creatures you control with no abilities can't be blocked by creatures with abilities. That's pretty neat. And also, a card that's getting exponentially stronger, based on the fact that pretty much every single creature nowadays has a War and Peace level of text on it, and I don't mean flavor text. So what we're going to do today is we're going to play a bunch of abilityless creatures, get them into play. We have a few other support creatures who do have abilities who will help us out on the way, and we're going to go beats face. That's the plan here, beating face. So, how are we going to do this? Well, we have a bunch of little dorky dudes in here. So, we have Armored Wolf Rider, who is a Celestia 4/6 for 5. It has no abilities. Look at that. This is going to be a fast deck. Usually, I have to read through 1,000 abilities on 1,000 different cards, but we can just take a moment here to enjoy the art. The armor and the Celestia armor on that wolf and that elf. Pretty cool. We do have Beast Whisperer, who does have an ability, which is whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. This is good because we have a lot of little dorky dudes who don't cost a whole lot of mana, so if you can get this down early, you can go ahead and start drawing cards when you play your little guys. Then we have ourselves Blade of the Sixth Pride. Blade of the Sixth Pride is a 3/1 for 2. Again, not bad. Remember, pretty much everybody's commander, every card, everything from Esper Sentinel all the way up does things nowadays. It's going to be incredibly rare that you encounter an actual Magic card creature that doesn't have abilities. Even most tokens nowadays have abilities, so these dudes are unblockable. Then we have Devil Thorn Fox, a 3/1 for 2. You know, it's just literally this card. Just one's a fox and one's a cat rebel. And then we have another contemporary of this. Again, a really cool art. This is a 3/1 for 2 Dromoka Warrior. Look at that cool sword and the armor there. You know, not much more to say about that. We do have ourselves Elesh Norn, Grand Cenobit, a card that I absolutely adore. It is one of my favorite cards in all of Magic. I have just about every single version of this card. I just need the Judge promo Phyrexian one. But it is a 4/7 with Vigilance. Other creatures you control get +2/+2, and creatures your opponent controls get -2/-2. This is really good since a bunch of our dudes are little dorky dudes with no abilities, so we have to have a way to pump them up while they're getting through, right? We are on an aggro plan, and aggro is incredibly fragile. We do have Elite Vanguard. He's a 2/1 for 1. You know, he's Savannah Lions. He's just a different version of Savannah Lions. We have Elvish Ranger, which is a 4/1 for 3. We have Enormous Baloth, which is a 7/7 for 7. But we are running green, so we do have quite a bit of ramp available to us, including our commander. We have Garruk's Gorehorn, a 7/3 for 5. Glass Golem is a 6/2 for 5. Grizzly Bears is a 2/2 for 2. If you thought that I wasn't going to throw the goat in here, you were sorely mistaken. Look at this boy. This is the Portal version of Grizzly Bears. I personally prefer the, I think it's the old original version where it talks about you can't outrun a grizzly bear. Of course, you can go up into a tree, in which case you have a nice view before the grizzly bear comes up and eats you. We have Indomitable Ancients. It's a 2/10 for 4. That's what it do. It's a 2/10. We have Isamaru, Hound of Konda. Isamaru used to see play in a lot of different formats because it was an incredibly efficient creature. A 2/2 for 1, believe it or not, used to be very strong. And that tells you all you need to know about Magic the Gathering and its power level nowadays. We have Colonian Tusker, a 3/3 for 2. We do have Kutzil Malamet Exemplar in here. It's a 3/3 for 3. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn, and whenever one or more creatures you control, each with power greater than their base power, deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. We do have those ways, of pumping up our creatures. We have, we're going to say Maja. Yeah, because J is a thing in Norse. Bretagard Protector. Well, it's Ya, so Maya, right? Because Jarl. Anywho, other creatures you control get +1/+1, and whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 white human warrior creature token. So that will create color ability-less tokens for you, and it also pumps your other ability-less dudes. We have Araska Frillback, a 4/2 for 3. We have Raptor Companion, a 3/1 for 2. Man, there are so many 3/1 for 2s. Man, I might make a 3/1 for 2 tribal deck. Rumbling Baloth, it's a 4/4 for 4. We have Ruxa, which is, another one with an ability. It's a 4/4 for 4. And when Ruxa Patient Professor enters the battlefield or attacks, return target creature card with no abilities from your graveyard to the hand. So when somebody wraths you and all of your little stupid dudes die, this is a good way to bring them back. And then creatures when you control with no abilities get +1/+1. And you may have creatures you control with no abilities assign their combat damage as though they weren't blocked. So say somebody does kill your commander, you do have a backup option in play. Hey, look, it's Savannah Lions. It's a 2/1 for 1. Yeah, I was 100% going to put the other goat in here. Savannah Lions and Grizzly Bears are some of the iconic original creatures in Magic the Gathering. We have Sundial Dawn Tyrant out there. Hellheart, if you still watch my videos out there, I know that you're excited to see this in a deck. It's a 3/3 for 2. It doesn't do anything, but it is legendary. It's a cycle of ability-less legendaries that came from Aether Drift. We have Terrain Elemental, a 3/2 for 2. Watchwolf is a 3/3 for 2. Oh, how it power crept the Grizzly Bear. And then we do have Zapandrel. At the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control until end of turn. You can also pay 2 Phyrexian green and sack 2 creatures to put an indestructible counter on Zapandrel. This is to make our dudes actually powerful, because most of them are bears. We have our sorceries here. We have Camaraderie, which is you gain X life, draw X cards, where X is the number of creatures you control. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. We do have Rishkar's Expertise, because we do have some 7 power creatures in there that can't even get buffed, so this is a good way to draw a bunch of cards and then play a spell with mana cost 5 or less. We have Cultivate in here, Rampant Growth, Kodama's Reach for ramp, as well as Harvest Season, which is search your library for up to X basic land cards, where X is the number of tapped creatures you control, put them onto the battlefield. So what you do is main phase 1, swing away, Meryl, with all of your dorky little dudes. Don't get blocked, and then you play Harvest Season and ramp a billion lands. Instants. We have to have ways to protect our stuff, but we do have a little bit more ramp in here in Entish Restoration and Harrow. Akroma's Will is one of the ways that we're going to protect our stuff. So you choose one. If you control a commander, you can choose both. Creatures you control gain Flying, Vigilance, and Double Strike until end of turn, so a game ender mode. And then creatures you control gain Lifelink, Indestructible, and Protection from all colors until end of turn. This is an instant, so you can attack, and then once blockers are declared, which if they don't have any blocker, if they choose to not declare blockers, then you, when your stuff is unblockable, then you play Akroma's Will and giving them the Double Strike, etc. But you can also give Lifelink and Indestructible and Protection from all colors. We have Continue. Choose up to 4 target creature cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn and return them to the battlefield. So if somebody wraths, you can get your stuff back. Dawn's Truce. You and hex permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. If you gift a card, they also gain Indestructible. We have Flawless Maneuver if you control your commander. You can cast it without paying its mana cost. And creature you control gain Indestructible until end of turn. We also have Make a Stand. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and Indestructible. We have Unbreakable Formation. They gain Indestructible. If you play it during your main phase, you put a 1/1 counter on each of those creatures, and they gain vigilance. Don't do it during the main phase, though, because then they have an ability which makes it so they can be blocked. That's very, very important. We have Hunter's Insight. It's a fight spell. Target creature, choose target creature. Oh, sorry, no, it's not a fight spell. Oh my god, I'm dumb. I thought I put a fight spell in here, but I didn't. But it lets you draw cards. Choose target creature you control. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker this turn, draw that many cards. For removal, we have Generous Gift, we have Path to Exile, we have Swords to Plowshares, and we have Stroke of Midnight. We also have Nature's Claim to pop an artifact or enchantment and gain 4 life. For our artifacts, we have Lifecrafter's Bestiary. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 1. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you can pay a green. If you do, draw a card. We have Spear of Heliod. Creatures you control get +1/+1, and you can tap it to destroy target creature that dealt damage to you this turn. And we have the Immortal Sun. We don't have Planeswalkers. We can make our stuff cheaper, and we can draw extra cards and give our creatures +1/+1. Enchantments. We are doing a whole lot of heavy lifting here to make our stuff more powerful. We have Anthem of the Champions. Creatures get +1/+1. We have Beastmaster's Ascension, so whenever a creature you control attacks, you put a quest counter on it. If it has 7 or more quest counters, creatures you control get +5/+5. This is how we win. We have Cathar's Crusade. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Yes, I personally hate this card and don't play it because of all of the counters, but it's still a good card and very good in this deck. We have Collective Blessing, which is creatures get +3/+3. You control, sorry. Dictate of Heliod has Flash, and creatures you control get +2/+2. Play this at the end of an opponent's turn. We have Endless Foot Assault, the Quentin Tarantino card here. Whenever you attack, for each opponent, create a 1/1 black ninja creature token that's tapped and attacking that player. You can also squad it, so paying extra mana to make copies of it, and then you get a whole bunch of abilityless foot soldiers. We have ourselves Flowering of the White Tree. Legendary creatures get +2/+1 and Ward 1, and non-legendaries get +1/+1. Gaia's Anthem gives +1/+1. Glorious Anthem gives +1/+1. Leader's Talent, whenever you attack, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature. Level 2 is whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had a counter on it, gain 2 life. And level 3 is whenever you cast a spell, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control, so it becomes a Cathar's Crusade. We have a Mirari's Wake. Creatures you control get +1/+1, and makes it so all of your lands tap for an additional mana of the type they could that they produced. Then we have Muraganda Petroglyphs. Creatures with no abilities get +2/+2. Good old Muraganda. Hopefully we'll get to actually go there in a real, meaningful way someday. For our lands, we are running Abandoned Air Temple as our fancy land. It puts a 1/1 counter on each creature we control, and other than that, we aren't really playing a whole lot of other fancy stuff. So, let me know what you think about the build in the comments down below. Now let's move over to the playtest phase. So, we'll zoom out here one. As always, my monitor cuts everything off because it's an extra wide monitor. It's super fun. So here is our opening hand. We have 2 lands. Start our first turn. We are going to drop this forest. I mean, we have all green stuff in our hand, so we don't need to worry about playing Canopy Vista on turn 1. There we go. Next turn, we're going to play Canopy Vista. Boop, boop, boop. We are actually going to Harrow, sacrificing this forest. And we're going to view our library, and we are going to put a plains. We'll put 2 plains into play, because we have forests in our hand. Close and shuffle. So those are in play. Not bad. Next turn, we go here, and we drop this, and you know what? May as well drop that and this. It's sad because we don't have any creatures. We drop that, and now she's bigger, right? She's already a 4/6, which then, since we did that, we're gonna 1, 2, 3. We're gonna deck then. We're gonna play our Entish Restoration, sacrificing this forest. This lets us get 3 basics. 1, 2, 3. Shuffle. Next turn. Oh wow. Well, that was a bad view because we don't have any creatures here. We do have a Colonian Tusker this time. We can drop... Ooh, we can drop this on turn 1. We'll reveal a forest. Oh, sorry, I forgot to draw for turn. Turn 2, we drop ourselves a forest, and we play our Colonian Tusker. It's a 3/3. Next turn. Oh, look, we're doing things actually now. I'm actually not going to play our commander this turn. Instead, I'm going to play Life Crafter's Bestiary, and then I'm going to draw for my turn. I'm going to play this Sungrass Prairie. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to play Jasmine on this turn. I'm going to pay the green to draw a card. Sweet. We got a land. And then let's see here. Upkeep. We are going to view our library. Oh, wait. No, don't do that. I don't know how to do that on here. Well, anywho, next turn. We draw. We're going to drop a forest, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to drop the big old glass golem, and since we cast a creature spell, we're going to pay a green to draw a card. Heck yeah. And there we go. We have, and then we, say we poke somebody for 3. Next turn. All right. So I'm going to play another forest. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to play Ruxa. And we're going to pay our green to draw a card. Heck yeah. And then we draw. We'll go to next turn. So we have the Akroma's Will in hand, which is pretty good. So right now, this is a 7/3, and this is a 4/4, which is pretty good. All right, let's do another hand. Here we have some more creatures. We are a little starved for mana, though. So if we draw, hey, you know what? Ocean favors the bold. Next turn. Next turn, we are going to want to drop our land and play Anthem of Champions. This is important for the next turn. So the next turn, we're going to tap for green, just because we can. And we're going to return this forest to our hand to play this Celestia Sanctuary. Next turn, draw this. So we have 4 available. We're going to play our commander. And then on this turn, so we have 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll use the white for this. And then 1, 2, 3. We'll play the Araska Frillback. Yeah. Next turn. All right, this turn I actually would spend to Rampant Growth, and then we're going to do this a different way. Harrow, and then Rampant Growth. But there you go. Sorry, still getting over that cough. Oh my goodness. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, I'm Western with the Hidden Gibbon, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. What's up, everybody?